Okay, I wanted to do a close-up of caulking. We're working on putting our scallops on, and we're going to caulking the nail heads. Luke has been nailing them in. So what I do is I try to get all the nail heads, even though they're galvanized, they're coated. So what I do, now in that case the nail head wasn't in as far, but that's still as good as we're going to do. But in most cases, you don't really see the nail head. So I also like to get all the seams. And I'm not saying they're all going to stay the way this is, but it just makes it a lot nicer for painting. And it closes in those potential vapor gaps. So water vapor gets in there and moves the wood even more than what it normally would. And these nail heads are quite important because they're not coated. They're just regular, well, they're coated nails, but they're not galvanized. So that'll make it nicer for painting. Now here, so I'd like to go down through, get the seams, and then I just go across them to make it a little nicer. And then I touch these, go up a little bit and come down. Just go up a little bit and then come down, or the other way around, because you're leaving a little hump there because it is going to shrink. And if you work it too much, if you move your hand, you do it if you go up and down 2 or 3 times, then you pretty much take the caulking off the nail head. So I think caulking is very important. I need to do that. And I also get knots like this. Any knots. Because they tend to want to bleed through the paint. And they still may bleed through the paint. But hopefully it's decreasing it. And if the knot tends to be a little weak and wants to fall out, and later that'll decrease the chance of that happening too. I try to avoid knots and cut them out, but sometimes it's not, they're not that big and they're pretty solid, so. But for the most part I don't use the piece of wood if it has a knot in it. Or I cut around it. Okay, so that's caulking.